Mortgage rates are mostly in a waiting mode today, with the Fed chair taking center stage tomorrow. We are counting down to Warsh. It's a relatively quiet day in the bond market, largely because investors are waiting on Kevin Warsh to speak Friday at the Fed's annual Jackson Hole Symposium. Could the speech turn out to be a complete non event? Absolutely. But Jackson Hole has a history of producing important Fed policy signals, so traders aren't inclined to ignore it. Why does this speech matter? The Fed doesn't directly set mortgage rates, but what the Fed says about inflation, the economy, and future interest rate policy can quickly change expectations in the bond market. Investors will be listening for clues about whether inflation remains the biggest concern for the Fed, how the Fed views the recent labor market weakness, whether higher energy prices are changing the inflation outlook, and whether the Fed sees any possibility of rate cuts or remains concerned enough to keep hikes on the table. A surprise in either direction could move Treasury yields and mortgage rates quickly. What moves rates until then? There isn't another major economic report on the calendar with enough importance to dictate today's direction. That leaves a few secondary influences. One, fuel prices, still an important inflation signal and recent driver of bond yields. Two, corporate bond issuance. Large companies selling billions in new debt can temporarily put upward pressure on treasury yields. Three, large institutional trades, especially with light summer trading. One oversized trade can create movement without an obvious economic explanation. And as we head towards Friday afternoon, typical pre weekend positioning could add another wrinkle. Why this matters for mortgage rates. Today may simply be the calm before tomorrow's potential storm. Mortgage rates don't have a huge reason to move today, but Friday's Jackson Hole speech has the potential to change that quickly. If Warsh says something investors weren't expecting, particularly, I hope this information helps. If it does, give me a like and a follow, and I hope you have a great day.